this room. Let it all go, let it all go. No submission, this is 250. Greatness or death, this is how we roll. Before I'm laid to rest, I'll conquer the globe. Yo, Michael T. Porter here, 250 Gemstones Exchange. This is where I give you guys great content, and in exchange, you guys have a like, comment, or subscribe. Hopefully, all three of the above, and don't be afraid to share my videos. Pass me around, Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media platforms, and y'all know how I feel about my chain. If you'd like to support the channel, Cash App, $ Michael US. Also, to get exclusive content that nobody else has, check out my Spotify podcast. Link is in the description. Y'all stay and watch the whole video. We need to talk. 12-year-old black boy gets arrested for taking out the trash in his apartment complex. And the cops responded by saying he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. How, mofo? He's at his house. How being at your house the wrong place at the wrong time? There's never a bad time to be at your damn house. That's where people should be most of the time anyway, instead of out there acting a fool. But y'all go ahead and watch this video and let me know what y'all think. I'm gone.
Hey! Lay your palms flat on that tabletop. If you lift those palms off that turtle shell tabletop, Mr. Pooch is gonna let loose with both barrels that sawed off. There have been a lot of lies set around this dinner table here tonight, but that you can't believe. Mr. Mogi, would you be so wrong?
ABC's legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer.
Just like to say, members of a certain group, they always trying to flip it to where you're in a lose-lose situation. Listen to their justification for handcuffing the 12-year-old, a black 12-year-old, not put that in there, for taking out the trash in his community. Let's listen.
Joins me now for more on this. Brian, both the mayor and police of Lansing, Michigan say they've apologized to Tayshaun Bernard and the family. They call this a mistake. What kind of a legal impact do you think this could have?
Well, I'll take it in two parts. The mayor, I think, is more of an apology, but I don't understand the police saying wrong place and wrong time. Who's in the wrong place at the wrong time when a 12-year-old boy is throwing out trash? In terms of legal ramifications, I think it might do well in terms of bringing them to the negotiation table, but unfortunately, because of the lack of what a legal term be damages in this case that he was released so quickly, they might not have the strongest of legal claims here.
Now, police said that Tayshaun matched the description of a suspect that they were looking for. His attorney says that the suspect was wearing a white shirt, and you just heard it. He was saying Tayshaun was not wearing a white shirt.
And this is where members of that certain group will say, well, police is doing their job, but they doing a terrible job. You don't know the difference between a blue shirt and a white shirt? Then your ass don't need to be on the force. You don't know the difference between a white shirt and a blue shirt? Get your ass off the damn force.
So, what do you make of that? How much do details like that matter if this does end up in court?
Details mean everything. In terms of how much information the 911 operator or other officer is then giving to the other officer who's ultimately making the arrest. But unfortunately, as I've experienced myself, experienced with my clients, written in a book, if you are between the ages of 12 and 22 as a black man, you will always match the description. They're not going to go beyond what you look like or what you're wearing. So a gray bluish shirt can look like a white shirt. A 12-year-old boy can look like a 22-year-old man. If the
This man, did you hear? Between 12 and 22, you'll always match the description. I should get a t-shirt made. I don't know if he's going to sue me for copyright. But he said you will always, your nigga ass will always fit the description. Did y'all hear that? He said he experienced it himself. Well, you can't tell certain people that. I mean, how can you reason with people that say slavery was a good thing? Slavery is beneficial to the slaves. It was a good thing. They trying to convince slaves that getting their ass whooped every day, working in the hot ass sun, going through horrific conditions. These are the same people that say, well, it was a good thing. It gave your black ass some skills.
information is not properly conveyed.
Now, the family now says they...
Man, if the information is not properly conveyed.
Now,
Look like or what you're wearing. So a gray bluish shirt can look like a white shirt. A 12-year-old boy can look like a 22-year-old man if the information is not properly conveyed.
Now, the family now says they are considering suing the police department. Based on what we know so far, how strong do you think their case could be?
The issue that I have here with the legal ramifications is that I don't think there's going to be much they can get. And the reason for that is it comes down to damages. You go to a court and you say, yes, they made a mistake, but they have qualified immunity. They tried their best. It was close enough. But unfortunately, the way that we allow police to operate in this country, close enough, they get away with day in and day out, especially if there are no injuries. The court will say, what was his injuries? He sat in a car for a few minutes. They're not looking at the mental trauma that's going to happen afterwards. They're only going to look at that snapshot of what happened.
Who is this guy? This man is laying down some goddamn information. This man said they getting released every day. The way listen to him carefully. I listen very good. The way we, as American people, this all American, black, white, Asian, don't give a goddamn. The way we allow our police officers to move about, just to do what the hell they want in this country, is crazy. And a lot of time the police officers are breaking the law. Especially they'll break the law to break a nigga ass. That's how it go.
The court will say, what was his injuries? He sat in a car for a few minutes. They're not looking at the mental trauma that's going to happen afterwards. They're only going to look at that snapshot of what happened. So unfortunately, the law comes far from being able to help this family.
Now, our viewers know you as an attorney, but you are also an author. You wrote the book Come Home Safe, which is a novel.
He's an attorney, so, and this is why I think brothers on the street and attorneys and brothers in college should work together, because I would want somebody like him who actually care about the people. Based off, and I'm gonna check out his book. Based off what I'm hearing, he's an attorney, he's an author, and he cares about not only blacks, of course he cares about black, but it sounds like he cares about all American people, knowing their rights, exercising their rights, and keeping Mr. Charlie's boots off their goddamn ass. Life is already hard. The last thing we need is a goddamn police beat down our damn door. SWAT team, DEA, FBI, CIA, goddamn, National Guards, military. Goddamn.
About two teenagers accused of a crime they didn't commit. You say you wrote this book to help families navigate the difficult conversations revolving around racial inequality and mistreatment. So what do you make of how all the parties involved handled this situation, from the police to Tayshaun and his family?
So unfortunately, we measure the police with, did anyone die? Which I think is a horrible marker, but thankfully, no one died in the situation. Tayshaun didn't run like a scared 12-year-old, which would totally make sense, and he is able to go back home to his father. I think he handled himself in the best way possible in trying to de-escalate the situation in both the way he responded and the way he did not respond.
Now, when he say run away, y'all do know the Constitution wasn't written for black people, but it was written for white folks at the time, because the Constitution was meant to protect everyday white folks from injustice. So the injustices, we're supposed to resist the police because they didn't want the United States to be oppressed again. That's the whole point of being independent. They didn't want anybody, even the American government, to rule over the people in such a way to where we'll have another civil war. I mean, another civil war and another war against the tyrants. That's why the whole independence in America is going against Great Britain and the king. The king was putting foot in Mr. Charlie putting foot in slaves, but he don't like it when King James is taxing his ass on everything that's moving, every piece of cotton, every piece of tobacco. King James was running it, not the United States, and the United States got tired of it. That's why we went to war. Power and money. So the Constitution was written for the people to protect themselves. In other words, what I'm saying, to make it simple, we're supposed to resist the police when they arrest us. We're supposed to resist within the confines of our rights and the amendments. We're supposed to, but in today, they're told police, if anybody buck at you, even if they're exercising their rights in a, in a diplomatic manner, shoot their ass or beat them up.
To the officers. The father, understandably frustrated, but he let his frustration only go up until a point. Now, for me, it's less about what we see in the video. I'm concerned about what happens afterwards. The conversations with Tayshaun, how he and his father are going to work and operate with this trauma that he's experienced, because you can see it in the way he walked away and how he grows after this. And from law enforcement, do better. Simply saying wrong place and wrong time is not.
They don't care. And one of my people in my comments told me that I didn't know this. Police were